Hey guys, we are back in the craft room, and today I'm working on the Christmas tree reindeer panel. I've already put one border around it. That's all I've got done. So nothing major happening that you haven't already seen. And I'm going to pan you down and show you what I'm working on. I had picked, can you guys see, a bunch of fat quarters. Here's some that's already been cut. Blues, greens, grays, reds. And I'm cutting these because I want this to be very scrappy. I like my quilts very scrappy, into 5-inch sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm at 4. I'm going to 9. That is 5 inches. That's how I got it laid on the mat. I'm not having to move anything around. So I'm just cutting these fat quarters to 5-inch pieces at the present moment. That's all I'm doing. And I have quite a few more, so I just thought I would show you guys what I'm working on. There is no like pattern for this quilt. It's just going to be very scrappy. It's kind of whatever comes out of it comes out of it. I have an idea in mind. I found a picture on, it's either Facebook or Pinterest, and it's just a panel, and around the panel is like borders and patches. That's it. Like no square patchwork squares. It's just individual blocks of like fabric, very scrappy. And by cutting it into 5-inch pieces, which I'm probably going to cut this in half when I'm done. This is all the waste that I'm getting, and I can use these little strips in string quilts. So I'm keeping my little strings laid over there. Here is another piece. I'm gonna lay, this one's a real pretty red, and I actually have it folded the wrong way, so I'm going to fold it with my selvage together, and then I'm going to cut it. Get my selvage edges lined up, and I may hit it with the iron just to get the crease out at the center. Okay. I'm going to cut my selvage off. Trash is behind me. I have a big trash bag going here. That's pretty much right at 4. Again, this does not have to be precise because it's scrappy. And then I'm just stacking these up. I'm lining my line on the ruler with the edge here, and then lining this line to this edge here. Stacking it up. Ah, come on, Shannon. One more. come over just a little bit. Next one is this beautiful blue. And again, I do believe I have these folded the wrong way. And I'm just going to take my iron and get this really deep crease out. And I'm going to continue that with the rest of these fabrics. And we're just going to cut them into 5-inch. And then we're going to cut those in half. So we'll be right back in just a minute. Okay, so now I have all my fat quarters cut. So I have a gray, I have a holly, I have a snowflake with gold and beige, I have a snowflake with silver and blue, I have a red, this same print but in gray, I have a holly berry in green and red, I have like a grunge blue here, and then I have kind of like a batik kind of grungy green. So next what I'm going to do is going to take these and cut them in half this way. So this is 2 pieces, so it is actually 4 layers. I'm going to make sure my ends are the same. Let me measure. They are right at 9 inches. Just a hair at 9 inches. So I'm going to square up this end over here as close as I can get to the edge. Go through all 4 layers. Okay. And now, let's see, I am right at 9. So I'm going to cut it 8.5. And come on, right. I just put a new blade in there too. So now these are 8.5 inch rectangles, and I'm going to do that for all of them. So oops. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut all these down. These I may have to refold a little bit, but I'm going to cut all these down. All right, we'll be right back. So I have 9 fat quarters that I have cut down into 5 by 8.5 inch rectangles, and we're going to use this to do like a large piano key around the outside of that panel and that border. So we have snowflakes, beautiful red, gray snowflakes, lots of snowflakes, holly berries, some beautiful blue, some more holly. This is on a kind of a tan with holly. And then a kind of a petite grungy green. And then a really pretty dark gray. And this has almost a flower snowflake look in it as well. So we're going to use all these to go around the outside of the quilt panel in the borders. So if you want to see how that comes together, that's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video, we are going to be chain piecing these rectangles that I cut out. There's about 70 rectangles that I cut out here. This is 9 fat quarters that I cut into 5 by 8.5 rectangles. How many times can Shannon say rectangles? And we're going to chain piece those to go around this panel. Now this panel I have already put a border on. The border was super easy. I think I cut, it's a 3.5 inch. It's a 3.5 inch border, and I just sewed it all the way around to give it, you know, a border. So now, go ahead and turn my iron on. I'm going to take all these beautiful fabrics that I cut and that coordinate to it. I'm going to scoot you guys back just a little bit. Move my machine over a little bit. There's stuff, scraps, stuff, just stuff. Ribbon. Okay. Scoot my machine over this way a bit. I'm just going to chain piece these. And guys, you know how to chain piece. I think you'll be okay there. And there's 9 different patterns. So I'm going to sew the sew. I think I've got about 8 cuts on each one. That's my glasses. I want to break up like the colors. So let me look at these this way. Okay, I kind of like that. I got my machine set at 3, and I'm just going to take, and I think I'm just going to keep them in the same order. So these two together. I have some kitty cats outside that are waiting to be fed. They're going to have to wait. It is not dinner time. So that was this one and this one. So now I'm going to take this one, this one, make sure I'm even. But yeah, we had a good day out. I went with my aunt and uncle. We went to South Carolina. I went to Hamrick's. Got a couple things there. And then we went to Mighty Dollar. And then the Hobby Lobby. So got quite a few things. So that was the gray and green. So now I'm going to do the snowflake. And I think I'm going to change that up. So it's not snowflake against snowflake to the holly berries. So I'm just going to continue to chain piece these together, and I'm just going to kind of keep them in this order. They might get out of order, I don't know, but you know, if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. No big thing. But I'm going to continue to chain piece, and I'll bring you guys back when I have them all chain pieced together. Okay, so I've chained a lot of it together. Not all of it, but I've chained a lot of it together. And right now I'm just cutting those chains loose. And I did end up mixing up the colors. I said I wanted it like really scrappy. This one that didn't sew. So I did end up mixing the colors. I didn't keep them in like an organization, in a row. So I don't know how many I chain pieced. I just know I chain pieced a lot, as you guys can see. So yeah. So what are you guys working on? Let me know down below. Are you working on some holiday crafts? I think I told you guys I did make one more holiday soap. I have one more I really need to make. It is winter candy apple. So I need to get that one done, and it'd still be just in time for Christmas. If I don't get it before Christmas, it'll still be good for the winter time. So we'll see. But I'm working on this for me. I'm working on a throw for my husband. And I have a candle teacup to make for someone. I've already got the teacup. I found it at a thrift. I found it at Goodwill, actually. I was surprised to find it at Goodwill, because normally they don't have just single cups and saucers anymore. I don't know how many that was. I didn't cut them. I mean, count them as I cut them. Quite a few. I mean, that was a lot of the stack. So I'm going to take the little pins and move those out of the way. And I'm bringing you guys very slowly over to a little ironing pad. This is the ironing pad I was telling you about. And I'm going to take these and push them back and give it a press. And there we go. There is a one block. So I don't know how many I did. I'm going to keep them all going that way. All my seams. And we're going to stack these up. And then we'll start putting some together in a chain. Another chain to go around the outside. I'm going to do this one this way. So that way the fabric is against the dark, not the light. And we're just going to continue to iron and stack. All right, guys, when I get all these ironed, we'll come back and sew some more together. Okay, guys, so I have added all of my piano keys patchwork border, and I have added another strip of the 3-inch gray border. So that is where we're at. This quilt is almost done. So I've completely went around the quilt with the piano key borders. Easy peasy. There's no seams to match up, nothing. And then I've gone around everything except one side with the 3-inch strip. This is a piece I had left from that side I just did. So I'm going to turn you down one more time. Bring you over here. And not even press this last seam, these last ones open. So here's the last one to do. And this quilt, I think, is going to be finished. I think. I have a lot of the patches left. These. So I don't know if I want to cut them smaller and do another row of patchwork around the edge of this and call that the end. I don't know yet. But definitely getting to the end here. So I'm not even going to pin. Right sides together. I'm just going to hold it between my fingers back here at the back. I'm also going to watch my seams underneath. Try to see which way they're going. Already the weight is pulling. Let me adjust here. You can hear my chair creaking. I know this is an old chair I got at a thrift store for $2, and I reupholstered it. So she is quite creaky old chair. Getting to that seam, I'm going to just finger press and get my fingers in there. This seam open, which I should have already done, but I didn't. Now it is. So just going to press that seam open with my fingers. I think that one's supposed to be, yep, running up, not down. Fix that. We're almost to the end. And this seam, yep, we'll go out with it. I did back tack just a hair there. And then there is the last border. So I have a tail. Turn you guys this way. I have a tail hanging off the end. turn it around this way. Lay it down flat. You can do it this way. That's the way I've been doing it. Take my tail, take it out that way. And then just line up my edge. And then I'm just going to finger press this open. And my iron is over here hot and ready to iron. Let me turn you up this way. I don't know what time it is. It is going on 9:30 at night. I've been working on this off and on during the day. Just off and on, taking breaks, going and watching TV with the hubby. So in the evening, because I already had the squares cut, I cut those the other night. I had the panel with this border on it. That was already done. I cut the squares the next night. It took me like an hour to cut. It was like 72 squares. I have a ton left over. And she's done. This is all I'm going to do to her. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I am going to, I might use those squares and make a pillow or something to go with it. I'm just seeing little threads here that need to be snipped. I'm going to iron this last border. And she is done. And I'll have pictures of her when she's completely ironed. And I got to measure her to see if my backing, I have some backing back here that I bought, but I don't know if it's going to be big enough. There's a lot of threads floating around on the back. So, all right, guys, that is it for like a super quick, super easy little lap quilt, baby quilt, holiday quilt. You could use any kind of panel. I have some other panels I'm going to be making quilts out of, so there'll be more there'll be more panels coming. But yeah, I'm excited. This is my second one. My second one. All right, guys, let's get this thing ironed. I will see you guys on the next one.